Apollo 21 by Steve Lacy. Steve Lacy got his start into music by playing Guitar Hero. He soon started learning the real guitar. He started making beats on his iPhone. He met Jamil Brunner of the internet in high school. He joined the group shortly thereafter. Since then, he has produced for J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Goldlink, to name a few. Apollo 21 is Steve's debut album. How do we feel about it? Here's our honest review of Apollo 21 by Steve Lacy.
Apollo 21 by Steve Lacy. Man, he had, I don't even remember what the name of that Kendrick song is. Like, maybe I wasn't there. You know what I'm talking about? It was on Damn. The crazy sounding guitar that's playing. Is that what it's called? That's one of my favorite joints on the album, and I can't remember what it's called. Maybe it is Phil.
I believe it's Phil.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think it is.
I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it is Phil. But Steve Lacy, dope producer, dope singer, part of the internet. We've reviewed the internet's projects. Mm-hmm. How you feel about this album artwork?
I am not the biggest fan. I really don't like it. Listen, everybody's album cover, I know it's supposed to be like unique and different to them. In this case, I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't like the arrangement or nothing like that. I get it's supposed to be kind of like mind-bending or whatnot, but I'm just not a big fan of it.
Yeah, it looks pretty abstract. It makes you feel like you need to turn your head a couple times when you're looking at it. I mean, aside from that, I don't think it's like super crazy, you know.
Yeah.
It's not that Dallon Dillinger. It's not that hot fire. I mean, it's cool for album artwork. Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know how many albums you're going to sell but just off the artwork.
Yeah.
You know, not like that's important, though.
Right.
Just like talking about it.
Yeah.
The flow of this project, man, it's, I want to say it was like Steve Lacy doing what he does with the guitar, man. Like, it's guitar-led music with some strong vocals that kind of reminded me of like an old school singer. Like, there were some times where I was just like, damn, man, he sounds like so old school. You know what I'm saying? Like, on one of the joints, he sounds like Lenny Kravitz. On this joint, he sounds like Otis Redding, like the style that he's singing in. So it was really cool to hear like a young cat coming out sounding like he was from so many different generations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely get a straight funkified feel from this album. Like, from the vocals to the instruments and everything being played. You're definitely taken aback because it's not going to be like anything like you're used to hearing, you know, currently in this generation.
Highlights, man. Look, highlights for this joint. Only If. I wish it was a little bit longer. I felt like it ended abruptly, but it was still really dope. Like Me featuring Daisy. I thought that was a really cool, like, introspective song of like lyrical wise. Like, when you're actually reading the lyrics, it's actually pretty interesting. Like, him basically coming out about his sexuality and worried about losing friends. And I thought it was an interesting concept for a song because I never really heard somebody come at it from that angle. Even Frank, I don't think Frank Ocean's even came from a song from that angle. So. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't listen to all his mixtapes, you know. But what else? Hate to Come Down. I thought Hate to Come Down was really hard. I love the instrumentation on that. Love Too Fast, man, that song is pretty damn hard, man. The guitar on that, it just reminded me of something that I would have tried to produce, like when I was listening to it, because I was just like, man, this is like the sound that I go for when I want to play a guitar. This is what I want it to sound like. So I thought that was dope. And then Inside, I thought Inside was another one of those joints. The kick and snare on that joint, the matter of fact, the whole drum like construction that he used for that is really hard on that.
Yeah, Only If. I agree with you. I wish it was a little bit longer. Like Me, I enjoyed the first part of it. You know, I enjoyed how it began, everything. I'll talk about the rest later. Playground, I really love the vibe and the instrumentation of that. I thought it was really, really dope. Lay Me Down is such a simple song, lyrical, but it sounds like really, really funky, and I really like that about it. Hate CD, I thought that was like the most complete song on this project because I felt like it had the most powerful blend of all that he does. And Inside, I thought was really dope.
Lowlights, man, I actually have a few. Like Me, I didn't like how long it went on for.
Yes.
I wish it would have stopped after the first section of the song.
Yes.
The third section of the song sounds nice, but it doesn't feel like it has anything to do with the first part. So you had the first song that was too short, the second song that was too long.
I didn't like the pauses in between. It was like I thought something was wrong with my phone.
I didn't either. I hate when artists do that, unless it's like one of those where it's a bonus track where they're trying to hide at the end of a song. Yeah. Then I think it's cool. Basement Jack, didn't like it. Lay Me Down, was it like you said? It was simple. It was just something about it that I wasn't really feeling like that. Unless We Trust, I thought was like, at this point I was just like, all right, we need to do a little bit something different with the guitar, like as far as like guitar pedals or something like that. Like let's get a different pedal, some chorus, some distortion, something. And then the two songs that I didn't like the most was Amanda's interlude and the outro. Forever, the instrumental sounds really good, but I feel like when the voices are singing Forever, it would have sounded much doper if they made it sound like they were samples as opposed to actual people singing it, because they seem like they were turned up a little bit too much, just a little bit. Yeah.
I want to start off with like saying I really love the instrumentation of this album, but I wasn't a big fan of how they like mix his vocals and everything in this, because I kind of felt like even though I was vibing with the music, I didn't care much about his vocals, because I felt like the music was kind of overpowering his vocals at times. And I kind of get it, because if you're going for that like funky kind of old sound, that's kind of reminiscent to how it used to sound. But I still like found myself to having to read the lyrics along with the music. I couldn't really pick out what he was saying to my own ear. So with that being said, songs like Playground, I love the way it sounds, but I didn't care for how he sung it. Basement Jack, I thought it sounded cool, but I didn't care for what he was talking about or how he sounded. Guide, I thought it sounded great, but I just really wasn't getting with the vibe of how he sounded. And then they really pick up to Lay Me Down and Hate CD, where I was like, okay, I can hear this is sounding more complete. But then it goes to Unless We Trust, and I did not care for that arrangement at all. Amanda's interlude I thought was unneeded. I mean, it was cool hearing the violins and everything like that, but it just really wasn't needed. And the outro, Freestyle Forever, I just was not feeling it. This is not one way to end the project. Personally, this probably meant something to him, but for me as a listener, it didn't resonate with me.
Yeah, man. Final thoughts, man. I want to kind of co-sign what you just said about not really caring about his vocals. Like Me and Love Too Fast and Inside were the main songs where I actually was super digging his vocals.
Yeah,
he has really good range, but like you said, it was just how he was choosing to deliver the lyrics. But even if he was choosing to deliver the lyrics differently, the music still sounded good. But it got to a point, like I said, with me, where I was just like, all right, can we change something up with the guitar a little bit?
Yeah.
But either way though, I think Steve Lacy is super talented. He's super dope, and I was expecting a little bit more, but at the same time, I don't know if this project was for me.
Yeah. Same here. I feel like, as a producer, he excels, right? And I won't ever want to put nobody down, artistically. But maybe this was just one of those projects where it was like something for him, real personal, based on how it started and everything. This is like a real personal project. And, even though it may not have been particularly for me all the way, I do love the way it sounded, because like even if I didn't care what he was saying through the tracks, you just kept me gigging with the music and everything like that. And for the most part, he crafted something that really sounded unique, and it stands out. And I always love when artists do something like that to try different than the music that's coming out right now and everything like that. So respects to him for that, but just in a couple more areas it could have been a little different, flow wise and diversity, all that.
Final grade. Look, man, I'm gonna give Steve Lacy a dash. Like I said, I don't feel like this project was for me. The replay value on this isn't really that high for me. It's got some cool songs on it, but I don't feel a super need to go back and listen to it. Like even when I was listening to it the last time, like I really got to the point where I was just like, I could fast forward, I get this.
Yeah.
I can fast forward, I already know this, I get it.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the vibe I get, but I'm pretty sure there's some internet fans that will fucking love this project.
Yeah.
And then if you're a fan of like old school R&B, jazz, funk, that type of sound, you'll love elements of this project.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a dash as well. I feel like Steve Lacy, has interesting thought process when it comes to his music and everything like that. So I don't never want to put that down. But it's just like, this to me wasn't fully, I don't know, worthy of like, a debut album to me. I don't think this really shows what he can do. I think he has a lot more that he can show us that he can do. So I'm always going to be interested in hearing more from him. But yeah, this project just was not for me.
Yeah, man.